Hello, everyone. Oh, I remember something I wanted to do. I think I can make. I think I can make the Twitch chat taller so it actually picks up more messages. I think. Holy crap. We're gonna try something. We're live early, just to make sure things work and stuff. We'll try. Something that's been bothering me is I haven't been able to fill up that bar that you see on the left side with all of Twitch chat, and I just figured out how to do it. So I think the Twitch chat should be taller now. You should be able to see more messages, and it should also be more not transparent, but it should be easier to read on screen. So hopefully this is an upgrade, and you guys can read chat a little bit easier, and the message spans more of that box real estate, so you can actually view more messages and see them more clearly. That's the hope, at least, because I've had a few people complain about that already. But hello to all of you early birds. We're just chilling, getting in the zone. You know the drill. How are you all doing today? Where's the beard? I trim it every now and then. I don't really like the way it grows. I don't really like it when it's too long. I look goofy when it's this short too, so it's just like a no-win for me. I'm just a goofy looking person, unfortunately. That guy is okay to me, so it's ready for top clack and chill. You know it, man. I always bring the chill. Beer to the dry cleaners. Yep. Yep. Glad to see so many kind and familiar usernames in the chat right now. That makes me happy. All you awesome people here early. Brings a tear to my eye. Nathan Kim in the house, even. Holy, which is holy is gonna be like a theme of today's show, even. That's really cool seeing chat take up the bar. Yeah, hopefully it's a little bit easier for you guys to read it now. I think it's a lot more helpful for people that actually watch like the YouTube VOD. I think it helps them out quite a bit. So hopefully this is a good solution on that. If not, I'll continue to tweak it. But this should be a little bit better. Hey, Chris. Thank you so much for that tier 2 sub, man. 9 months in a row. Heck yeah. Holy Panda drama. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking lots about Holy Pandas today, boys. Lots about pandas, lots about Holy Pandas. Top Clack and a CSGO update? What can make this day better? Oh yeah, it's free to play now, right? They released a new mode and it's free to play? Because that's pretty cool. I don't play a ton of CSGO, but I do like the game. I do appreciate it for what it is. So to see that it's free now it's pretty cool. And Gsus? Yes, and Gsus switches. Jill, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub, man. 15 months. I think that's the maximum amount. 15 or 16. Not if they only made it run smoother. Yeah. I'll start the show officially in a minute or two. Just kind of waiting for some more people to roll in. Takes the bot a while to actually ping people, so. Discord pinged? Oh, is it? Oh, okay. It's the main reason I start 5 minutes early. Gives people a little bit of time to come in here. I don't really want to go over like any important information when like only a third of the audience has arrived, because then I just wind up having to repeat myself, which I'm usually totally okay with. It saves us all some time. Talisman Solutions, get to the tier 1 sub to Bug Whisperer. Thank you so much, man. Very, very nice. Right at 7. Yeah, it usually takes like... Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes like 15 minutes. So, I don't know. I think the Discord bot sometimes is sick, sometimes not so much. Blammy Boy subbed with a tier 1 sub. Thank you for that, man. Says, rip Olivia's sub-gifting extravaganza. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Zombumon in the chat. Thank you. Very nice. We are honored by your presence. How excited are we all for the Path of Exile League 3.5 drop? I've never played that game. Actually, that's a lie. I have played that game, but only for like 5 minutes. Can't really do MMOs. I don't have the patience or the time. It's not an MMO. Isn't Path of Exile an MMO? Am I thinking of the wrong game? Single player ARPG? It's Diablo 3? Oh, okay. So it's... okay. Which you can play with friends too. Oh, okay. It's Diablo 4. Nice. Very, very nice. The bot even pinged ISO land. Very nice. Alright. Well, now that we have some more people rolling in here, I'll casually start up this episode, starting with a little bit of the intro. Right? That's how it goes. Alright, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Top Clack. I am your host, Quakeums, and I am sick. But that's okay, because Top Clack will go on either way. So I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and checking out some news and stuff. I have some good and bad news. Well, I mean, depending on who you are, they might both be good news, or they might both be bad news. But this week's news doc is probably the shortest news doc that Top Clack has ever had. Almost nothing happened this last week. A couple things happened that are very, very big and sweeping the community, and of course we will talk lots about that. But in terms of quantity, we did not get a whole lot of news. I scoured for hours in different places and tried to find all the best news, and I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't come up with a whole lot. So news is going to be a little short this week, which in turn will probably make the episode relatively short this week as well. But of course, we will still talk about cool stuff, and just like we always do, we will end with a Q&A segment, just in case you guys have any questions. So, I know all of you want to talk about Holy Pandas, and of course, we will get to that. I made sure to put it at the end of my news doc, basically. So, we could get a little bit more in-depth with them, because the situation is interesting, to say the least. So, short news, why you lie, Panda Wars? That's there, but that's like the majority of the news this week is the problem. Yep. Anyways, I don't have anything for mail call, unfortunately. I was not a cool boy this week, and I didn't get anything fun, unfortunately. DMG so close, that's some news? Yes, guys, Buy GMK DMG, because I already did, and the set is at risk of not meeting MOQ. So if you want that set, make sure you buy it now so it actually runs. That's very, very important. The same thing to be said about GMK Shoko, which is on Kono right now. So that set is also at risk of not meeting MOQ, and it's such a cool set, and it's only like $130 or something, $137. So, yeah. Some advertising right there. Yeah, that's selfish advertising because I want those two sets to succeed. Like we're not even affiliated with the key company that's running DMG, but I still want it to succeed because I really like the set. Anyways, all right. Sorry guys. I can't seem to kick this sickness, man. It just like keeps coming back. I'm like super congested. But let's go ahead and just roll right into the news since we don't have a mail call. No guest on this episode either. Sorry, guys. Although I do have some cool announcement for something going on a little bit later in the month. So stay tuned for that after the news. But need to take care of your health. Yeah. I don't know, man. I used to never get sick, and now I just keep getting sick. I'm getting old. I'm getting older. I'm not getting old. I'm getting older. And I'm starting to hit the age in my life where I can't eat and drink the same things that I used to all the time that I'd like to. Yeah. My doctor's like, you gotta stop that. Damn. Anyways, well, we have a few more people in here. Let us roll into the news, because that is something that we do. Top Clack Special Slacker Edition Cold Medicine reviews coming up. Something like that. You need a break? I don't think I'm like working too hard or anything. I'm working a lot, but I don't think I'm working too hard. But I don't know. I don't think that's why I'm sick. It's just kind of going around. It's like a cold or something. It is what it is. Did you trim your beard? You're looking particularly handsome today. I did, yeah. I did a terrible job of it too because I did it myself. Usually I have my barber do it, but I didn't do my hair, but I wanted my beard a little bit shorter. I don't know. But yes, I did. Thank you for that. Anyways, let's start off the news doc with a Keycap set. You guys probably have already seen this one so far. This is Godspeed in the MT3 profile. Hopefully not going to miss a link today. And this is looking pretty darn nice. So I actually am a really big fan of the Godspeed colorway. I originally owned it in SA when it launched the first time, and I was super happy. I didn't like typing on it because I don't like typing on SA, but I really, really like the colorway. And you get a lot of that kind of same feeling here with the MT3 set. And I definitely appreciate that. I love the theme. I love the novelties. And unlike the SA version, this MT3 version is actually pretty reasonably priced. It is a PBT die sub, if I'm not mistaken. Just gotta double check that, otherwise I'm gonna look stupid. Yep, PBT, so yep, die subbed. So MT3 going on right now. They have all of the kit breakdowns here with the prices and the MOQs. Looking pretty good already. It's actually selling fairly well. There's already 676 normal alpha kits sold. So that's a pretty good start, and mods not too terribly far behind for a lot of these. And I was kind of going through the pricing on this, and it's actually pretty good. So the alphas, obviously, like if they don't get any cheaper than they are right now, you can get the alphas for $43, and the mods are between $58 and $60. And those actually, let me see if I can find the picture. Yeah, okay, so the mods actually come with a fair amount of keys. So when I usually see this kind of breakdown in a buy, the mods will usually just be enough to fit like a standard 60%, or a standard TKL, or a standard 104, stuff like that. But here you actually get some alterations. You get a 7U spacebar, you get 1.5U bottom row mods, and you get, I think, oh wait, hold on, never mind. This might be a 2U shift. So I think you actually get, yeah, okay, so it does actually say there in the top. It's hard to see with the contrast, but in the top left corner of each cap, it tells you the size. So you actually get a 2U left shift, you get 1.5U bottom row mods, a 7U spacebar. Of course, you get like your 1U Windows keys. GUI keys, I guess, whatever you want to call them. As well as other things. So you can actually do split backspace even. Pretty darn cool. This is actually really feature-rich. So only a little over $100 outfits a lot of layouts, honestly, which is really, really, really important to me, and I think that is really, really awesome. Something they also added on this particular run is what they're calling the Minuteman Mono Kit, which is it's DSA and it's glow in the dark. This kind of took me by surprise. Is glow in the dark something that you guys are actually interested in? Do you think glow in the dark is something that's going to be like a trend that continues into the future, or is this kind of a one-hit wonder? Because I was trying to think about this last night, and I think if I'm being honest, it might be a one-hit wonder. I don't know. I feel like glow in the dark is probably more gimmicky than RGB. So they have a picture here to kind of demonstrate it, and I don't like the way it looks, but maybe it absolutely could be for you. Very, very interesting. It is DSA profile, which is kind of interesting since the rest of the buy is in MT3. So I wonder if either they could not do it in MT3 profile, or maybe there's some other restriction there. I don't know. What do you guys think? Not me. No, please. Why the hell is there a DSA kit in MT3 drop? Is that right? Right? Cries and PBT. I would want that in MP3 profile. It's for kids. Total non-trend. No. Gamers rise up. That's a no from me. Alright, so at least in this very small sample size, you guys don't really seem to be too into the glow-in-the-dark thing. I wonder how that set's actually selling. It's gotta be on here somewhere, right? Oh, here we go. So it sold 82 kits so far. That's actually more than I would have expected. And the price for that is $140. It does actually... It comes with an okay amount of caps, but $140 still not exactly cheap. Wonder if it costs more to actually do glow in the dark. The Minuteman set is being made by SP. That would also incur kind of the higher price there. That's probably why we have that. Honestly, it sounds cool, except your keyboard won't turn off when your computer does. That's true. This is something that obviously can't be like programmed or altered, through technology. It's just lights. Your room light keeps it lit, I imagine. So, in true Mastrop X Mito fashion, there are a ridiculous amount of kits to cover pretty much anything you could possibly want. So, nothing to really stop you from outfitting pretty much any board that you could possibly want. So, drop is currently open, and the estimated ship date is June 28th. So, a little ways out, a little over 6 months, but that's kind of just the norm these days. It is what it is. There's still 24 days left on this, so you got a little bit of time to decide, but like I was saying earlier, the price actually pretty darn reasonable. You can outfit a lot of keyboards that are TKL or smaller for just a little over $100. So I'm a big fan of that. You have a lot of options too. You have the Ares mods, Apollo mods. Very cool. I really like this theme, honestly. I think Mito did a really good job on the Godspeed colorways. Alright, moving on. We have a topic that's... Well, it's already closed. So since the last episode of Top Clack, this pre-order has opened and closed. That's how fast it was. The pre-order opened December 1st, and it closed December 4th. So So only for 4 days was this actually open, which is kind of hilarious. But I figured it was kind of interesting, so I'd bring it up anyways because it was posted publicly on Keycap. Also, Godlike Kitten, thank you very much for that tier 1 sub. Oh, I'm sorry, Talisman Solutions gifts tier 1 sub to Godlike Kitten. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. And so yeah, this was kind of interesting, but I thought the board was kind of cool. So this is the TX 108 SE. Make sure I get the link. Wait, what? 4 days? Yeah, I want to call this like a private group buy or like a secret group buy, but obviously it wasn't because it was posted. It was posted publicly on Keycap in time for people to actually jump in on it. So, I don't know. Either way, this is a 104 key. Well, sorry, I'm not going to call it a 104 or a 108 key. It's a full-sized version of a TX keyboard. This is Kin's full-size version. It has some interesting designs that I actually think are pretty nice. So, side profile, kind of from here. Kind of see a very unique kind of cutout that you can see a little bit better in this picture. So, you know, kind of an interesting wavy thing that I really think it's a love it or hate it kind of affair. Not really sure how I feel about it, but I think it does look pretty good. Also has this kind of grill-like weight design. I don't think they really have, no, they don't really have any internal photos, but I'm assuming this is a weight, and probably much larger on the inside portion. But pretty interesting stuff going on here. We don't see too many full-size customs in the community, so whenever I see one, I actually get kind of excited. I never even use full-size. I just don't, because like normal full-size, where all those extra keys on the right side, they interfere with my mouse when I'm gaming or doing other things, and that just drives me nuts. So I don't ever like use them, except I'm in the Southpaw full-size, because all that stuff's on the left side of the 60% cluster. So that actually helps me out a lot. But pretty interesting stuff, guys. What do you think about this keyboard? The specs, you know, pretty normal stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary. One set will have the aluminum top, aluminum bottom, 1.5 T brass plate. I'm assuming that's 1.5 millimeter thick brass plate. CNC brass weight washboard shape, which I'm assuming is what he's calling that design in the bottom. 2T PC diffuser, 2mm, I'm assuming. Translucent, okay. And it'll come with a PCB, of course, a bag, and a cable. So the prices maybe a little hard to swallow, but not totally unrealistic from what we've seen in the past. So a kit's going to run you $460, and of course there's some extra plates and PCBs and such. And that $460 is before the 4.5% PayPal fee and shipping. And let me tell you, as you can probably already see, shipping is a doozy to the US. It is $102. This actually might be the most expensive shipping on a custom to the US that I've ever seen in my life. So that is absolutely savage. So, pretty ridiculous stuff there. It's a little bit more reasonable everywhere else, but still not necessarily cheap. But holy crap, to the US, that is expensive. Yeah, he said he's going to try to find a proxy to ship for orders, so maybe the price can be a little bit more reasonable. But that's pretty nuts. But regardless, I mean, this was only open for 4 days. And the invoice payment deadline was only open until the 10th. Shipping, a very interestingly, January 20th, plus or minus 20 days. So that's kind of interesting, because that's only a little over a month away. So that leads me to believe that production has most certainly already started on these. Or he has some kind of magical relationship with his manufacturer, and his manufacturer knows for a fact he can turn this around in a month or less. Pretty interesting. So what do you guys think about this? Kind of wish it was open for longer, maybe. I think it looks pretty good. and all of you people that are really into how heavy a keyboard is, 4.3 kilograms, fully assembled with the weight. That is heavy. That is very heavy. That's like 10 pounds, pretty close to 10 pounds for all you Freedom Unit people like me. You love full size? Love it. Frustrated you missed it. I mean, that is such a short time frame for a pre-order. Such a short time frame. Pretty darn cool looking board though. Can't really complain. All right, guys, let's move in to a little bit more heated of a topic, a little bit more interesting. So now we move on to the Panda / Gsus / Holy Panda news that I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for, and a lot of you have already seen and formed a fair amount of opinions on. So, if you guys don't remember, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. Actually, I wrote this up as a message to someone else, but I'm just going to read a little bit of a backstory, because some of you viewers might actually have not ever heard of a Panda Switch. You might not know any kind of lineage or backstory on it, but let's just go through a little bit of backstory before we get into this group buy thread, okay, guys? So here is basically the story so far. So a user named Supervan hit me up about 2 months ago asking if I'd test some switches for him. He said he was effectively reviving the Panda linear switch that was previously designed by Inver and 27. As you probably know, and manufactured by Gsus, who makes switches, among probably other things. But, yeah, they did the original Panda linear switch. So, as some of you probably already know, the Panda linear switch was not a very stellar linear on its own. The original idea was to create a what I'm going to call a super linear that required no tuning from the end customer. A fully factory lube switch with a custom spring. Well, while the theory was sound, the execution, not so much. And when it launched, it was met with a fair amount of underwhelm and negativity, due to it not even being remotely smooth and costing a fair bit at the time. So this was somewhere, I think it was 2016, and yeah, at the time, they cost about 64 cents to $1 or more, depending on quantity, depending on where you bought them from, depending on when you bought them. And during this time frame, Gateron was, still kind of the powerhouse in terms of value, because you could get, you could find most Gaterons for around 20 cents a switch, and they were smooth. Like, that's what people use because they were good for tuning, and they were cheap, affordable, they were really accessible. Anyways, so Supervan, the user that's running the both the interest check and the group buy on Keycap for the Gsus switches, he hit me up and asked me if I could try some of these new switches, as I was the first person to make Holy Pandas and did still have the very first ones in my Noctuary X60. I said sure, because I'm basically a journalist, and getting proper information to the public is just one way I want to help people in this hobby. So he launches the interest check on Keycap and gets pretty much slaughtered in the comments, basically from people claiming it can't be done, because Inver and 27 have in the past said the molds were destroyed. Anyways, he states that he would be sending some review samples to Top Clack, among other people. I know Nathan Kim got some, Man of Interest got some, Walker Stop got some, maybe some other people as well. And he would wait to launch the group buy until all of us have tested the switches and made our thoughts very clear and reported back to him with our findings, basically. So after all of us put out some content on it and tested them, we let him know the verdict, which was a pretty much resounding, overwhelming, they're basically the same effing thing as the original in terms of like actual use case. So there are minor differences here and there, but as far as use case scenario goes, they're basically identical to the original Inver Pandas. which which was pretty good news because a lot of people doubted it, and it turns out he pulled through in terms of the actual design. So, anyways, after receiving this info, the comments calmed down a little bit on the Keycap IC, since people actually started to believe it could be done, now that all of us have pretty much confirmed it. That's when that's around the time he announced his price breakdown in the interest check. So, the prices that he marked down were $1.50 per switch at 10,000 unit MOQ, $1.20 per switch at 20,000 MOQ, and $1 per switch at 50,000 MOQ. And once again, the chat pretty much turns on him because of his pricing, his choice. Some are okay with it, but I'd say probably well over half people were just kind of not really having it, saying it should definitely be under $1 a switch. Anyways, he launches the group buy shortly after, altering his pricing a bit, and makes it a uniform $1 a switch, regardless of MOQ. So that's kind of a win. Only days later, at most, 27, who was originally part of the original Round 1 Panda group buy project, and a veteran community member, Pudsey, loves to get information out there. He loves to kind of run his mouth, but he often is right and does have information that not a lot of other people have. They went around stating that Mastrop was working with Inver to launch a full Holy Panda switch. He even said this in Supervan's group buy thread. This caused a lot of split reactions because nobody knew what to think or who to trust. I recall hearing info about Mastrop working on the Holy Panda Switch months and months and months ago, but I wasn't sure how true it was or what was still kind of going on there. So it is whatever. Because I mean, right now there's several entities in the community that are actually working on a clone or an alternative or something super similar. So it's all just kind of been whatever. But anyways, that's kind of where we're at right now. So first I'm going to talk about this. This is the Gsus new Panda linear switch thread, and just like I had mentioned, he has them up for $1 per Panda switch, regardless of MOQ. It just like the original, has a 67-gram bottom-out weight spring. There is a bit of a PayPal fee, and worldwide shipping is $15. He did alter the deadline a little bit too, so we add a little bit of time. And shipping will start, I think he forgot to alter this, but shipping is going to be starting very soon, because he actually has them all on hand. So, it's kind of hard to call it group buy when all the products are already made. But regardless, if you're into Panda switches and you want just some Panda switches, then here you go. Group buy link here. I don't know if I actually posted this yet, but I will. So that's pretty much where it is, and he has the content from Nathan Kim, Man of Interest, and myself, which actually launched all in this order too. So yeah. So that's kind of where we're at right now. So this launched. You can get Pandas here. They ship soon. And, most people were relatively happy with that. Until Pudsey in 27 started claiming that Mastrop was working on a Holy Panda and that it was coming soon. So, that's where we move on to the next thread. So, was it yesterday? I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Mastrop put up an official pre-sale page for their Mastrop X Inver Holy Panda mechanical key switches, claiming they were coming soon and that they will launch on December 7th at 6 a.m. Pacific time. So that launches tomorrow morning Pacific time. This is less than 12 hours away, 11 and a half hours away from launching, guys, if you weren't aware. And not only that, if you take a look at the pricing, We get this is a very odd kind of breakdown, by the way. The base price is 20 switches, and at 20 switches, they are $20. I'm no mathematician, but that is $1 per switch for a completed Holy Panda. So if you guys weren't already aware, this is pretty much clearly some form of Panda housing in some format. And this stem is the actual stem from a Halo Clear switch, which is needed for a Holy Panda, either a Halo Clear switch or a Halo True switch. So these are from the Halo Trues. You can tell by the color. Massdrop owns the rights to sell and distribute Halo switches, so it's very easy for them to do that. Anyways, so some very interesting things about this thread. Definitely starting with the launch date tomorrow, 6 a.m., less than 12 hours away. Price $1 per switch until you get up to this price of $100. So it's $20 plus 80. It's $100 for 110 switches. From there, that's where it slowly starts to get a little bit less than $1 per switch, which is cool. You know, a little bit of savings there. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. So here's kind of what they're claiming here. They are, of course, produced by Massdrop. They will use, unsurprisingly, Halo switch stems, official. It'll use a polycarbonate top housing made with the original Panda switch tooling, which, if at times has been claimed destroyed. But, we later learned that it wasn't necessarily destroyed. It was kind of just damaged to the point of not being able to work as intended anymore. People now believe it can be fixed. Obviously, if we're to believe what everyone is telling us, including Massdrop, it is fixed, and this is what they fixed it up and can now actually put out their own full hybrid Holy Panda. It is a tactile switch, of course, naturally. If you're unfamiliar with the Holy Panda, it's a very unique tactile kind of experience. It has a big, long, round bump that takes up a fair amount of the press. That starts pretty much immediately at the top of the press. It's very, very satisfying. I'm using them right now. It feels good. Stem color, salmon, because that's using the Halo True stem. I'm a little bummed about that. I wish they would have at least offered a version with the clear stem, if not done the clear stem entirely. I think that would have been a little bit more of a win for me personally, because I like the way that looks. I don't think the salmon stem really goes with as much. It looks kind of goofy on that kind of milky white housing. But that's just personal preference. Obviously, it'll still perform the same. This is where I think it's kind of overlooked and more important than a lot of people think. So I think the leaf is actually incredibly important here. I think the housing obviously plays a role. The stem plays a role, but the leaf also, I think, originally was just really, really good for tactile switches. It basically makes all tactile stems that you put in the Halo housing with that particular leaf stronger versions of itself. So hopefully they got the leaf right. I don't know if this is going to be using the exact same leaf design as the original Panda Switch, but if they nailed it, then it should be pretty good to go. Visually, like on the surface, it looks like they didn't change much. It looks like they were able to just fix up the old damaged molds, and then take their own Halo stem, throw it in the Switch, and bam, here we are. That's kind of the hope, because then it would really be like a true Holy Panda. Like, it should feel just like a traditional Holy Panda. So pretty cool stuff there. Massdrop has told me that I will be getting review samples of these. So I don't have an exact date on when, but I will be getting review samples of these. Let me post this link. I don't think I did that yet. Nebulin says, Top Clack in the discussions. Mech27 says the leaf is the same. Okay, perfect. Very cool. So in theory, these are full-fledged Holy Pandas, and that's what they should feel like. So, I will, of course, be one of the first judges of that, and I am happy about that. So hopefully I will get some samples in soon, so I can do a build with them, and, we can figure this out, guys. We can figure this out. Geo gifts a tier 1 sub to Voodoo 6K. Nice. Thanks, Geo. It's your 12th gifted sub. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, guys, how do you feel about this Panda slash Jesus slash Holy Panda drama? There's a lot going on here, guys. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to talk about. It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Take my money, mass drop. Yeah, I mean that seems to be kind of the general consensus right now, right? Because you know the option is you can get a Panda linear switch, aka Jesus switch from Super Van and his group buy for $1 per switch, or you could pay $1 per switch and get a completed Holy Panda. Now I know some people may not want a Holy Panda. A lot of people like to use the Panda housings for other things or other parts. I know some people like to just use the tops. Some people like to make Zondas using Zelio stems, or some other kind of hybrid that isn't a Holy Panda. So I think depending on who you are, it might make more sense to join one group buy over the other. But I think the overwhelming populace is probably going to prefer the price to performance here on the mass drop listing, just because it is already a completed Holy Panda switch in theory. Haven't tested yet, so in theory, for $1 or less. So very, very interesting. So not that I'm necessarily cutting this topic off, because I think we'll all have more to say about this during the Q&A section. But I'm gonna take a quick break for my sponsors here. And also, Fruity Loop just subbed with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for that. So we'll come back to this Holy Panda a little bit more in depth in just a few moments during the Q&A, because I'm sure you guys have lots of questions, and hopefully I'll be able to answer some, if not all of them. But yeah, so Top Clack does have a fair amount. Why did I change that? I'm silly. Top Clack does have some sponsors to talk about. So first up, we have Kono.store, aka Input Club storefront, that do all sorts of cool things. Right now, they have the Gemini Dawn and Dusk pre-order, which is basically like a $140 K-type killer. Got your hot swap, got your RGB, got PBT caps, fully programmable TKL, the works. Good stuff. They have the group buy open right now for GMK Calm Depths, which is an incredibly low price for a GMK set that we've seen in a while. $125 gets you the base kit, which is pretty darn rich. Absolutely love seeing that. And also, like I think I had mentioned earlier, GMK Shoko group buy is still going on. It's at risk of not meeting MOQ. So if you're into this set at all and you want to support it, make sure you actually hop on this train, because it might be a while before you get another chance if it doesn't meet MOQ this time. So still a pretty good price, $138 for a very rich base kit. I'm going to be hopefully hopping on this pretty darn soon, and I hope you guys might consider it as well. Next up, we have Novel Keys, who has the Cream Switch pre-order still open live. You can get the pre-order pricing right now still, 55 cents a switch, before it jumps back up to 65 cents a switch after the pre-order is completed. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Palm switches, Palm is basically a style of plastic. Usually switch stems are made of palm, but not often are the housings. But these seek to change that. So these are a full palm switch, and that will result in a very, very, very clean, very smooth press. And even the prototype ones they have are pretty darn nice, but the final revision is supposed to be even better. So hoping to get some final revisions of these pretty darn soon and test them out, because they look good, they sound good, and they should feel pretty darn good. So make sure you hop on that as well. And while you're there, maybe pick up a desk mat, JTK Hyperfuse, DSA, Katakana, stuff like that. And while you're there, make sure to use promo code TOPCLACK, it's 2 words. That'll get you 5% off your total order. Next up, we have Z Frontier, who has just about a bazillion key sets in stock at any given particular point, and is proxying for pretty much anyone that you could think of on any product that you can think of. Furthermore, they still have the Typewriter 68 keyboard in the group buy phase, which is a very, very, very freaking unique keyboard. And they also have other stuff in stock as well. So they also have I really like this upcoming projects page. They do a really good job of keeping this up to date as well. JTK triple shots coming freaking soon. Hope you need a sample of that as well. Last but not least, we have Zeal Generation, which you can find at zealpc.net. You can get a lot of the new V2 Zeal lineup products, including the Zelios V2, Xylence V2, Helios, and the Telios, which all have updates. They're like, it's an entirely new line of switches. If you guys weren't aware, there's a lot of really cool, awesome products there. Absolutely love them. I've been using like all of the new lineup stuff. Basically, I've been using the Xylence, the Zelios, and the Helios, and I've been absolutely in love with all of them. They're far and away. I think V2 is like mountains above what V1 was. Total. I mean, obviously my opinion, but I like it way more. Of course, he also has the Zeno group buy going on right now, which you can still get in on for a while. Actually, it's open for quite a while, until February 15th. So Zeno, obviously a really cool 75%. It's going to be really high quality because the manufacturer is really good. Same people that did the Zephyr. Lots of cool options. They have a half plate option. They have a full plate option. And, of course, you can choose your colors, add some switches, and stuff like that. Fun fact, we might have one of these to give away soon. Did I just say that? Anyways, so let's, before we move back into the Holy Panda stuff, because I'm sure we have much more to discuss on that. So there's also a little Christmas special they have coming up. Also, Nebulant. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I get this right. Holy crap. Chat, please. Yes. Okay, so Talisman Solutions, Nebulant, and 159. Thank you all very much for all the bits donated. Appreciate that. I was missing names because chat was going so fast. So yeah, Top Clack has a Christmas special coming up, guys, on the 20th. It will be normal timed, Thursday 6 p.m. Pacific time. On December 20th will be our special Christmas episode, and we have some giveaways to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll probably actually open up the giveaway as a Google form for you guys to very easily join on the next episode of Top Clacks. That'll be on the 13th. Of course, it'll be available on Discord and stuff as well. But yeah, so I'll open up the form there. The giveaway stuff will be open for about a week. Then we'll announce the winners on the 20th during the Christmas special, where I will have a fun Christmas special guest, and we'll have a really good time. It'll be very Christmassy. Maybe I'll wear a Santa hat. I don't know, but we'll have some cool giveaway stuff as well. So definitely look forward to that. Make sure you're keeping your eyes open. Anyway, guys, I'm going to move into a Q&A. So if you guys have questions, I will hopefully have answers for you. Make sure to use the @TopClack tag, and that'll help me see the questions a lot easier. Of course, we still have lots of stuff to talk about. We can talk all about the Holy Pandas if you guys want. If you guys got any questions on that or other keyboard stuff or pretty much anything else. All right. Yeah, thanks again for all those bits, guys. That is freaking awesome. You guys are nice. Geo says, new overlay comments. Let align the news website and resize the chat window so sponsors don't block newest messages. Oh, yeah, okay. I literally made the chat box taller on stream when I started the stream today. So I forgot it actually carries over between different sources. So I'll have to fiddle with that to try to correct that. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean for that to interfere. My apologies. So yeah, Q&A time, guys. What do you guys got in your mind? Any questions? Any other thoughts on this Holy Panda situation? Because it's pretty spicy. 159 says, why no more beers? Just health reasons. I need to take a little bit of a break from drinking. Uh, Benjine99 says, "What do you think of this one?" Posts a whatchamacallit. Where's my news? There we go. Posts a link to the Tai Chi TKO, which we have talked about in the past. When it's went. Wait a minute. So yeah, I talked about this on the show when it was an interest check. It looks like, judging by this time, it actually this thread went up during the stream. So like after I started the stream already, which was why it wasn't on today's news doc. This will actually be on next week's news doc now that it's posted in between there. So we'll talk about that a little bit more next week. But I do think it's a very interesting keyboard. Absolutely. What's upcoming build stream? Ask It's Undone. I have a Norba Force that I will be building once I get my Real Force in. Already paid for a Real Force, just waiting on the seller to ship it to me. So hopefully that's soon. We'll see. The GB went up this morning. Wait, really? For the Tai Chi? How did I not... Wait. How did I not see that? How did I miss that in the... Interesting. Alright, well, it'll definitely be on next week's news doc. ISO returns posts a Keycap thread. This is group buy for SA blanks. SA blanks, huh? Huh. I don't know. How did I miss that? What the heck? Apparently I'm just blind today when I was looking for news topics. Starston asks, with Holy Panda no longer being a meme switch, what will be the meme of 2019? Holy Razor? Something new? It'll be something new. I mean, Holy Razor is already kind of a thing, but like... nobody really buys Razor switches to do it. It'll definitely be something new. Oh man, Holy Pandas. Holy Pandas are only really a meme because of the aftermarket price previously. I don't think the Switch is actually new. I think it's a really good Switch, and that's why it's definitely one of my favorites, and I love to use it. But I mean, no one wants to pay $4, $5, $6 for a Switch. I don't want to do that. That's asinine. It'll definitely be something new. I'm not sure what, but it'll be something new. Pluto19 asking, what are you planning on doing with the creamy switches as they're unusable? So yeah, I actually have the creamy switches in here, which are like a blessing and a curse. So the Switch actually feels pretty darn good. It's very, very, very smooth for a stock Switch. The trade-off is, for whatever reason, there's a lot of leaf rattle from every press, so it sounds really bad. So I don't know. I need to find out a solution on those, because I want to use them. I want to love them. I really do, but I can't yet. I can't do it yet. Creamy Panda. Creamy is such a weird name for Switches. I don't really know how to feel about the name. Alright, El Bibas asks, do you have an IBM 5140 Spare parts laying around. I actually don't. I got rid of that quite a while ago. I took the switches of it and I think I recycled it. It was broken, so I recycled it. Oh, I also forgot to mention. I usually do it during the Zeal sponsor spot, but I totally forgot. If you guys do want to help support Top Clack while you buy Zeal products, make sure to use zealpc.net/TopClack. That way, it'll actually it'll work as an affiliate link, so I'll get a kickback on your purchase. Doesn't cost you anything anymore, of course, but it helps Top Clack out a lot, like a lot. So if you do want to help support Top Clack and you're buying Zeal products, make sure you use that /Top Clack affiliate link. Really, really love that. Love seeing that. Sorry guys, I was trying to catch up with chat. Earplugs? But I know it's there. And I don't always type with headphones on either, so. Would there potentially be less switch rattle if they were soldered in? That's actually, yeah, that is potentially a thing. They also came, I think it might have something to do with the tolerances between the top and the bottom. Like, some of them seem to have like a little bit of play and some of them don't. So I think that could attribute it. They actually ship with switch stickers, which should at least on some level help that tolerance gap a little bit. If not, polycarbonate switch films might actually be the answer. I still need to do a lot of testing. I just haven't really gotten to it yet. Have I lubed it? I have lubed one or two of them, yes, just to see if that changed anything. As far as the rattle is concerned, it changed nothing. So, kind of unfortunate. Flying Panda? The heck? There's gonna be some Switch called Kung Fu Pandas in there. I hope so. God, I hope so. People come up with the craziest names for Switches. I mean, I guess I can't really say anything because, you know, Holy Panda was like Huey's idea. Huey and my idea. Which is a pretty silly name, too. Uh, 159 asks, were these addressed in the official Cream production? What are you talking about? So we're talking about creamy switches, Geekmaker creamy switches, which are not to be confused with Novelty's cream switches. Very unfortunate timing and naming scheme that they both just happened to launch at like the same time almost. But very, very different switch, yeah. Sorry for anyone that was confused on that. Mr. Petrov asks, what makes one combo more or less significant than another? I mean, it's a hybrid thing. Like, when you mix parts from multiple switches or whatever, and you put them together, you can kind of create an entirely new experience. So that's kind of how it is. Like, just like the Holy Panda, for example. You take a Panda housing and spring, you take the stem from a Halo switch, you put it together, and it's an entirely new switch, and it doesn't feel anything like a normal Panda, and it doesn't feel anything like a normal Halo. So it's kind of like it's like doing the fusion dance if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z. Tokyo Coffee Nerd asking, got any quotes for what makes a good keyboard? Wow. A good keyboard. Not just a Switch or anything, but a good keyboard. Oh boy. That's tough. You really put me on the spot there with that kind of question. Quotes on what makes a good keyboard. I mean, I like I like a smooth switch. I like a smooth and or interesting switch. So unlike other things, I like a consistent typing experience. I like a very clean sound, clean, precise sound. High profile keyboards, I think, are best, both in terms of aesthetics and in terms of acoustics. So there's definitely some boxes checked for me there. Tokyo Confidence says, we'll be doing a panel with Bektor, legacy Top Clack host Bektor, in an hour on keyboards. And then he links a SIGGRAPH link there. So make sure to check that out if you guys are interested in that. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Otanashok says, would you mind briefly covering the different weights of Zelios V2 in terms of how they feel and which one is your most favorite? So it's a little early for me to want to do that just because I haven't tried all the weights in a board yet. I've only tried the 62 gram Zelios V2 in a board and the 78 gram Xylence. So that's just something I can't, like, I don't want to, like, officially answer that quite yet, just because I haven't really felt the rest of them. But in the samples that I have, I would say the tactility, like, it doesn't really change as much as, let's say, the V1 did. So, like, if you got, like, a 62 gram Zelio V1 and a 67 gram and a 78 gram, they actually all feel a little bit different, not just in terms of weight, but like the actual tactility itself feels a little bit different on each of them, just because of how the spring acts. And this is why during V1, during round 8 and newer, he actually swapped the springs on 67 and 78 gram, and they actually felt like totally different switches and totally new switches. And that was kind of cool. From the samples that I felt of the V2 Zelio so far, that is less of a case. I can't really notice much of a difference in terms of the actual tactility. They all feel pretty much the same, just different weightings. That's what I have experienced so far. Alright guys, I know the show today has been very short and sweet, and I'm totally okay with that, so I'm going to be heading off in just a moment. If you guys have any last minute questions, make sure to put them in now so I can see them before I head out. But of course, all my normal banter below the stream YouTube channel, check that out, subscribe there. Also, official Discord link below the stream as well. So make sure you join that and come hang out with me and all the other cool people in the Top Clack Discord. It's a good time. There's something for everyone there. Talisman Solutions says, will Jay Keebs be making a guest appearance during the Christmas show, and will you be singing Little Drummer Boy for us? Jay will not be a part of the Christmas special episode. He will be starting, I think, the 3rd of January. The 3rd of January is going to be his first official flagship Top Clack appearance. So, yeah, that's when we'll officially bring Jay in. He's already technically, legally a part of Top Clack, but we'll integrate it. We've slowly been integrating him. He'll actually join the live show on the 3rd. I will have a different guest for the Christmas special. It'll be a lot of fun. And will I sing Little Drummer Boy? Probably not. Maybe I'll rap it. Know what I'm saying? Titan says, thanks for keeping me entertained while working. You are very welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it as much as you do, trust me. Delete Brig. She's about to get nerfed. Actually, I'll probably be playing some Overwatch tonight. I think I'm going to stream Overwatch too. It won't be on this channel though. It'll be on my personal channel, which is twitch.tv/Mr_Quake. I'll link it in the Discord later once I actually go live. Is it Pudsey? It's not Pudsey. Don't worry. Get well. Fluids, rest, vitamin C. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm kind of just marathoning water. I have been all day. I'm gonna make some tea once I get off this. Starston3 asking, what's your opinion on streetwear? I'm assuming you mean keyboard streetwear. In which I'd have to say I think it's cool, and I'd like to see more of it, because like there's some here and there in the community, and of course you can buy stuff like, you know, Novel Keys t-shirts or Z Frontier t-shirts. So you can buy like vendor specific t-shirts, but I think there's kind of a void where there could be cool keyboard designed streetwear that isn't necessarily based on like a vendor or a brand. You know, like it's actually just like something as like a community project or something. I look forward to seeing something like that. Mr. Petrov asks, favorite rapper? Oh man, that's a loaded question. I listen to all kinds of rap. I listen to all kinds of music, honestly. I don't really like default to like one genre or anything. I really, really, really like Immortal Technique. I like classic stuff like Biggie. I like Biggie. Some of Jay-Z's older stuff. I like some of Eminem's stuff. Childish Gambino's alright. Some of his stuff's pretty cool. I'm a sucker for really good lyricists, which is why I think Immortal Technique is definitely like kind of at the top of my list. 159 asking, do you play ranked? Yes, I do. I don't know if we'll be playing any tonight, but we'll see. Get Mr. May Master Zeal to play. Nah, Zeal's like the worst Overwatch player in the world. Just kidding. I think he's too busy packing Zeal V2 orders and stuff to do anything. He's been on the grind packing and shipping orders lately, ever since it starts coming in. Too late for emergency. I haven't taken that in like 20 years. Tupac and Dre, yeah. Yeah, Tupac and Dre, both good. All those like OG, like of that style of kind of like rap, I think often did a pretty good job. No love for Ice Cube. Ice Cube's alright. Alright guys, now the questions have stopped, I'm gonna head out for now. I'm gonna make some tea, try to feel better, clean up a little bit, and then I'm gonna be streaming some Overwatch on my personal channel, Mr_Quake. I'll link that in the Discord. So if you guys just want to hang out, maybe watch me play some Overwatch or something, heck yeah. Ice Cube is alright. It feels bad, man. I don't think he's bad, it's just not my personal preference. Anyways, thank you guys all for coming out. I will obviously have a show next week, same time, same place, and that's where we will start the giveaway stuff for the Christmas special. It'll be a good time, lots of fun stuff to win. It'll be really good stuff, and you guys will have a chance to win some pretty cool stuff. So yes, thanks for coming out, guys. I hope you all have an amazing night, regardless of what you do, and I will catch you guys soon.